What's going on, everybody? It's episode 3. We had Zach Fogel on yesterday, and it was a great interview. So go check that one out. But here we're with another member of the 2023 draft class, Trennor O'Donnell. What's going on, Trennor?
How's it going?
Not too bad. Like I said, you are the second guy of the draft class that we got to talk to, and he told us we had to call you Big Tex. Is that a lot? Is that frowned upon?
No, that's normal.
Okay, I just
Yeah,
wanted
there
to
were
make sure before I dropped it and be like, "Oh man, he doesn't like that." But
there were two things he told about that I remember. One, big text. Two, you have a sweet truck apparently.
Yeah, I got a
Can
pretty
you,
cool
can you tell us a little bit about your truck?
no. There's 3, by the way, but
Oh, what
yeah,
was the
going on the
third?
truck.
Oh, there's 3. Oh boy. Yeah, I drive a cool truck. I've got a I mean, it's a Hennessy Velociraptor. It's pretty cool. But just a truck at the end of the day. It gets me point A to point B where I need to go, but maybe a little faster than some other options, but it's a lot of fun.
I don't think I even know what a Velociraptor is.
Yeah, you should look it up, man. They're pretty cool. It's pretty much just a Raptor, but with some engine upgrades and stuff like that.
All right, good to know. The third thing, by the way, Ed, is the Panda Express.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, a
dude.
man after my own heart.
Oh, come on. I mean, you
Love
can't go
me some
wrong with
Panda
it.
Express.
You
Love
can't
it.
go wrong with
What's your choice? What's your dish of choice there?
I go for the sweet fire chicken breast and some orange chicken, and I usually just get white rice. Um,
Yeah.
but
I don't like the when they throw the vegetables into it with that stuff. It's not that I don't like vegetables, it's just I don't like vegetables specifically there, you know?
yeah,
Interesting. Well, we want to kind of get into a little bit just about your year. You kind of had a pretty crazy year with the draft and becoming part of the Red Sox org and everything. But I did have to get that out of the air just because Zach gave us that as we chatted with him yesterday. So, but yeah. Oh, how about the year of 2023 for you? So obviously, can you walk us through the draft process and kind of your experience with it?
I mean, man, for the most part, it's pretty smooth. I would say before my last 2 or 3 starts of the season, I was a little bit anxious going into it, but my last couple of starts, I went complete game against Kent State. I think I gave up 1 run, and then my last start against Kentucky, I'm pretty sure I went like 8 innings, 8 something innings, gave up a run, and kind of performed on the big stage, national TV, and I feel like that showed that I was able to compete at that level, and definitely brought up my draft stock a good bit. So I was confident going into the draft after that.
Eighth round. Were you expecting to be picked around there, or what had you been told going into the draft?
I had been told that I was going to go in the first 10 rounds. So I wasn't surprised. I was starting to get a little bit nervous towards the end there going in the 8th round, but my agent gave me a call and told me that I was up next. And right after that, got a call from Alonzo, my agent. He's a great dude, and just celebrated with the family after the call, and it was awesome, man.
Speaking of Alonzo, that's how we got in touch through Alonzo. Great guy, by the way. And so, walk me through like the process of, I guess how it all started, like from like the first time that you met him through like, okay, like when did you know that it was like pretty serious with the Red Sox?
Um, yeah, so I mean, the first time that we met, it was over a Zoom call, and pretty much just got to know him. We met for over an hour. Just kind of asked me questions, and some of them are kind of weird questions, but they try to get to know you, and how you respond to questions like they ask. Um, and how you kind of handle yourself in that situation. But I mean, Alonso's a great dude, and he was uh, a great guy to work with during the whole process, and we stayed in touch. Um, Kind of quiet throughout the season. I feel like he didn't really want to bother me, uh, maybe trying to focus during the season, but um, he's a great dude, and it was a lot of fun getting to know him and go through the process with him.
What was your reaction to finding out that it was the Red Sox? Were you did you have any connection to them growing up, or is it just like another team? Like, how did you? What's been your take on the Red Sox?
I think it's great. I mean, just an iconic franchise. Just everyone knows who the Red Sox are. It's just it's honestly just a privilege to get to play for them. Just a winning team, and they have a great history with World Series, and just a lot of big names come out of the program, and it's just been great so far. I'm really enjoying it.
So I want to kind of take it back a little bit here. How does a kid from Dallas end up at Ball State?
Yeah, man. So I guess coming out of high school, I wasn't the biggest prospect. I was pretty tall and skinny. Didn't really throw very hard. I was throwing maybe topping out at 88, maybe. But I posted a video on Twitter of me throwing, and the pitching coach up there at the time, Dustin Glant, he went to the Yankees actually the summer before I got there, but he recruited me to come up there, discovered me on Twitter, and got me to come on a visit. Went up there and met Coach Maloney, met some of the guys that are really good friends of mine now, and um, the rest is kind of history. I mean, it was just felt like the right fit and good program. Um, it wasn't a hard choice.
Is that something that a lot of people are doing as far as a lot of players that aren't like hot necessarily prospects in high school, but they put themselves out there online? I mean, we've all heard about Blaze Jordan like hitting those like 600-foot home runs or whatever it was on YouTube, but is it something that a lot of kids are doing?
Yeah, I think now more with the technology and stuff that's out there, you're able to get your numbers and post them out there for people to see. Um, Especially with such like a huge influence that social media has nowadays. It's, um, I mean, you'd be kind of silly not to put yourself out there if that's really what your goal is. So
Was your goal to play in college, or was it even then? Was it further than that? Was it to get drafted by a major league club?
yeah, it was my goal's always been to play professionally. I remember when I first got up to Ball State on my visit, the first thing that Coach Maloney asked me was if I wanted to play professionally, and I said yes, of course. And he was like, "That's the first question that I ask all the recruits," and um, it just guys that want to play professionally usually have a better work ethic than guys that just want to play at the collegiate level.
And so I kind of had a question. I was going to fast forward it a little bit. So you walked me through the draft process. So what was it like once you got down to the complex down in Fort Myers?
It was really cool. I mean, getting to meet everyone down there and meet all the other draft guys, which are my good friends now. We've been down there with each other. We were down there over a month and with each other every day. So just getting down there was really cool, and then just getting into the process of some workouts and getting some live appearances against guys that are already in the organization, and um, meeting some big league guys that are down there, whether it's rehab or if they're just doing something workouts or whatever. It's really cool, and it's cool to um, see people that are higher up in the organization come down and kind of mingle in with everyone. But the experience is super cool, and just seeing some of the technology that's available now, and just the facilities are incredible. So it's been really cool.
Did you have like any? I know when we were talking with Zach, like he was saying this being around like guy like Zach Kelly down and when he was going through his rehab, and
Right.
there's Mondesi was down there. There was a few other major leaguers down there. Did you have anybody in specific that you maybe chatted with or like anything like that?
Yeah. Zach Kelly, he's a really cool dude, and I picked his brain a little bit on some stuff, pitch grips and stuff like that. Didn't really get the chance to talk to Mondesi, but yeah, Zach's a really cool dude. And it's always great to be around guys like that are playing in the bigs already, and you can just kind of pick their brain and see what it takes and what they've done to get there. And it's really cool to be able to interact with those guys.
What are just if for the fans that are listening to this, what type of a pitcher are you? What do you throw?
Yeah, I'm a mostly fastball, slider, changeup. Um, my fastball has a lot of vertical break on it, so it's got some life on it at the end. People call it hop. So I get a lot of guys out up in the zone with my fastball. Um, I wouldn't really call myself a power pitcher. I'm usually like 93, 95. Um, can touch a 7 every once in a while, but that's on a good day. I would say that command is my biggest part of my arsenal. I'm just able to locate, hit spots, get guys out low and away in the zone. Um, that's kind of my bread and butter pitch is the low and away fastball. Get guys looking at it, and then I can go up in the zone, get them to swing. Um, but yeah, change up to left-handers is an out pitch, and slider is an out pitch for me as well.
I got a couple one-off questions for you, unless Ed, you wanted to follow up on that one.
Oh no, I'm good. You
All
go.
right, so I couldn't help but like, did it surprise you, or like, were you at least a little shocked when you got to the complex and you found another draftee to be just as tall as you were?
Yeah, Blake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's a big dude. Um, no, I wasn't really shocked. I mean, it's pitchers are. It seems like they're just starting to take guys. The height goes up every year, so I mean, I walk in there and I see him, and I'm like, okay, this is another big guy in here, but he's a great dude, and we hit it off. He likes to hunt and fish, stuff like I like to do. So, um, yeah, we get along great. He lives right across the hall from me, so we would hang out and just yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because Zach was roommates with Blake. I think he said so. He's, we kind of went through his introduction, and he was like, "Oh, hello," like he's a small guy. Zach is so. But then my other one off here. So I don't think you've gotten to experience it yet, but me and Ed got to spend quite a bit of time. We were covering the Woo Sox this past year in Worcester, so got to like be around the guys in the locker room and everything.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know how to like phrase it, but Texas is a real thing in the locker room. I learned that from day one. Chase Shugart was closing in University of Texas for a while, but they had a Texas side of the locker room in Worcester at the beginning of the year, where it was just all guys from Texas. And I went over there and asked him one day, I'm like, why are you David Hamilton? Like of all the Texas guys, even if they didn't go to Texas, they were from Texas. They were like all on the wall. And he said back in spring training, it's when we started it. We just had like a Texas side and we had everybody else. Like, is that like a real thing for you guys? It's like it's Texas versus everyone, like baseball wise?
I mean, I guess I like most guys that I meet that are from Texas. We just we just get along. I mean, it's um, you just have something in common, and anytime you meet someone from Texas, they're always going to brag about it. Yeah, I'm from Texas. Texas is cool. I mean, it's just a cool state to live in. Everything's bigger in Texas. But yeah, I mean, I haven't. I've met a couple of guys from Texas within the org, but that's exciting to hear about. Hopefully, I'm getting in on the Texas side of the locker room soon.
It's a real thing. Like I was kind of like, oh, he's just kidding at first, but because it started off with the two Longhorns, like Hamilton and Suge, and so I'm kind of like, okay, I get it. Like they were college teammates in Texas, like they're kind of maybe just joking about it, but I can't remember. There was a few other guys in there that came up, and they weren't. They didn't go to UT. They were just from there, and they were like, oh no, they're in our corner. So.
Yeah.
It's a real freaking thing, man. Apparently in Fort Myers in spring, and you'll probably see it, I guess.
Yeah.
Are there any pitchers that you modeled your own game after growing up?
Yeah. I would say the guy that I've been modeling after recently is Garrett Cole. If you look at his mechanics and put mine next to it, pretty similar. Um, he's got a really clean delivery, and that's something that I try to work on. I mean, I'm a bigger dude. It's hard to get my body into those positions like he does, but um, it's definitely benefited me um, trying to recreate a guy that's had a lot of success. Even though he plays for the Yankees, but that's all right. He's
Still a
done
great
well.
pitcher.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
pitcher.
Is there a different set of mechanics for guys that are on the larger size like you? Because he's not a small dude. He's 6'4",
No,
Cole.
yeah,
But
yeah.
is it more difficult to adjust to like the traditional mechanics?
Yeah, I would say that it's just some guys have a hard time just getting their body into more athletic positions. Just with size, I mean, most guys my size aren't really the most flexible dudes. Um, so that's something that I work on a lot is flexibility. But I would say that bigger guys usually have a harder time getting into their lower half, using their legs better. Because you always hear tall and fall. You just kind of see a big dude up there, and he's up there just falling over and throwing the ball. But um, it is a challenge to be more athletic. But once you kind of learn how to do it, it's not bad.
Yeah, the guy that I always think about with that is Randy Johnson, who took him a few years to figure it out, but once he did, obviously, one of the all-time greats. So that's did they try to alter your mechanics a lot when you came to Boston, like to the complex, or has it been more just seeing what you had, like what you currently had, I guess?
Yeah, so far it's just been seeing what I've got, just taking measurements on me, stuff like that, and um, I would imagine that as spring training goes on, there'll be a plan for me. I mean, there's already a plan, but um, probably diving more into mechanics and stuff like that. I think at first being down there was just kind of seeing where I'm at, getting measurements on me.
And so did they I know you just talked about they did give you a plan obviously, but coming into this off season, like what are, I guess, your main set of goals that you're looking to accomplish?
Yeah, so my main set is just um, hip flexibility. I've got some tight hips. I need to work on um, mobilizing those. Just staying healthy really is the main goal. I've never really had any injury or issues, so I've been blessed in that regard. But yeah, definitely flexibility is the main goal. Yeah, just getting flexible. That's going to lead to more velocity. Building the arm up, getting ready for spring training is really my main goal.
I gotta
So
ask,
you,
what are the things behind you on the wall?
Oh, these are scorecards or lineup sheets from from back at Ball State. Um,
Okay.
yeah, after I'd have a good start, coach would give me one, and I'd get the game ball too. So I think this one is that was my first start ever. This is I think I had like 13 strikeouts in that game or something.
Yeah, not bad.
And this is my first strikeout in my first time ever pitching in college. So
So
it's pretty.
going back even further than that, is it true that you threw a perfect game in your first high school appearance?
Yeah. I mean,
Whoa.
I think I was playing like I was on the JV team, but I think I threw a perfect game, and then I got called up after that. So
They're like,
Holy
this kid,
cow.
maybe this kid can pitch a little bit.
yeah, maybe. But you
Were,
know what? I got called up, and then they moved me to third base for some reason. It was it was kind of weird, but
were you
yeah,
always the tall kid, or like did you grow later on?
yeah. No, I was pretty just average with the pack until probably my between my freshman and sophomore year of high school. I think I grew like 9 inches that year,
Wow.
Holy
and
cow.
yeah, I showed up back to school after summer, and everyone's like, "Who's this guy?" But yeah, it didn't feel good growing that much. It was painful, but I mean, and then I looked like a baby giraffe running around. I just had no coordination at all. But yeah.
I
Were
was gonna
you
say
playing
you're
any other sports, or was it just baseball for you?
I played football up until my junior year of high school. So once I shot up and started growing, they wanted to put some weight on me, turn me into a right tackle, but I wasn't having it. I was gonna stick to baseball.
yeah, you were probably about to be top recruit for the wrestling coach in football for after you hit that growth spurt, man.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So you're big into fishing and hunting.
Oh yeah.
Um, h- I don't know. I've only been to Fort Myers a few times, but are you used to sea fishing?
No, I'm not used to it, but being down there, I got to test it out a little bit. Went down to the beach and I caught a few fish. I caught a nice snook. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. It's different for sure, but it's a lot of fun. I like to fly fish. I'm a fly fisherman, so that's like my pastime. If I'm not playing baseball, I'm either fly fishing or bass fishing or um, just hanging out. So
And
If I remember correctly, that's one of the Hall of Fame's. Ted Williams is in the Fly Fisherman Hall of Fame.
yeah,
dang, that's a good trivia question there. Sheesh. Did not know that, but
Yeah, it's three. It's he's in the Aviation Hall of Fame too, and obviously the Baseball Hall of Fame.
okay. Well, if you do start the year in Salem next year, either Salem or Greenville, I'm assuming, but there's a former Red Sox that he was pitching with the Mets, is Steven Nogosek. He's from out in Oregon, and he is a huge hunter, huge fisherman. He said Salem was his favorite place to play along the stops, just because you're kind of just out there. There's tons of land out there, tons of lakes out there in Virginia. So he said that was his favorite spot on the trip. So he
yeah.
said it's definitely for the guys that like the outdoors. Salem's a spot. So
Sweet.
Have
um,
you been up to Massachusetts, New England at all?
No, never been. My mom and my little brother went to a Red Sox game a few years ago, and they said it was incredible, just the atmosphere and Fenway. But I've never been before, and I need to. I'm trying to get up there, man. So I want to experience it, and that's my main goal. So
I was gonna ask. I guess along those lines is I guess it's a little different, but do you think you could survive in the winters up here?
oh yeah,
You think so?
oh yeah, yeah, man. I was in Muncie, Indiana for 4 years. So,
Oh, it's a good
and
point, actually.
it gets cold there. That wind coming off Lake Michigan is no joke, but got used to it over the time, and cold doesn't really bother me. I mean, I just roll out there, and it is what it is. You know, it's not going to get any warmer, so might as well just deal with it.
This might be a stupid question, but I've wanted to ask this since I saw you got drafted. Is Trennor a family name, or like where? What's the origin of that name?
So my dad came up with it. No, it's not a family name. They were looking at names before I was born, and he liked Trevor, but didn't want it to be Trevor because there's other people named Trevor. So they came up with some. I guess he came up with Trennor somehow. It's just they decided on that. I guess I've never met another Trennor, so well.
No, I hadn't heard the name either. It's a great baseball player name. It really is.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. So we kind of talked about the goals that you have. I guess the top things going into this off season. So let's just say for next season. So obviously after spring training, you kind of get into the season. What if you had to list out your, let's just say your top 3 things that you want to accomplish by the end of next season? What would that list look like?
Yeah. I would say first off, just getting my feet wet, kind of figuring out what pro ball is really like. I mean, it's a lot longer of a season than college. So my main goal is staying healthy, just being able to play the whole season and throw as many innings as I need to throw, as they want me to throw. Being able to do that, it's going to be huge. I'd say after that, probably just being a dominant pitcher going in and just being competitive and showing that my stuff is good enough to play. And um, third goal is probably just moving up. I mean, everyone wants to get to the big leagues, and that's the only thing that you're really striving for while in the minors is to get the call to go up. So just getting called up as many times as I can within the next couple of years. And then hopefully by then I'll be in Fenway.
If there was one thing that you'd like Red Sox fans to know about you, what would that be? That they wouldn't already know from just like reading the stat line or whatever.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I would want Red Sox fans to know is probably just I'm a hard worker. My work ethic is what has gotten me to this point now. And now that I have a new goal set, making it to the big leagues and having a successful career there, my work ethic is the same, and I'm working hard to get there. And I don't think anything's going to be able to stop me. So
I'm kind of throwing it a little off topic here, but are you a Cowboys fan?
no.
No, okay.
No,
Good thing I didn't lead into that. Are you a football guy at all?
Yeah, I enjoy watching football. I don't have a team, but yeah, I enjoy football, but definitely not a Cowboys fan. Can't do it.
Wow, I am shocked.
Can't do it, man. Sorry to all the Cowboys fans out there, but no.
Well, we just had a.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Do
I
you
was
have a baseball
saying.
team then?
Yeah, the Red Sox.
Come on, Ed. You can't set him up like that. You can't say he's
no, I set it up so he can hit it out of the park.
All right, good point. I was gonna say I kind of let off saying like, well, I guess before we started recording, I was like, oh, sorry, the Rangers are on, but I was like, honestly, like probably, I mean, you might have been a Rangers fan or just like them, but you're part of the Sox, I guess. So
Yeah. I grew up watching the Rangers. My pops had season tickets, so we would always go to the games, and I grew up watching Beltray, Andrews, like Cole Hamels, guys like that.
We had Beltray here for one season, and what a defensive masterclass that guy was.
Oh.
What a glove.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's guys next level.
Did you get to go to any of their during those playoff runs? Did you get to go to any of those games?
I did. I went to watch them play in New York. I was there for Rangers versus Yankees.
wow.
Yeah, that was interesting. I should not have worn a Rangers jersey.
No, that was.
I was young, but yeah.
They don't have any. My dad went to his first Yankees game when he was 13, and somebody stole his glove, and then they threw it back to him because he was left-handed. So I guess they didn't have any need for it. But
Oh wow.
no, Yankee Stadium. I haven't been there since like 2016. It was fine when I went, but not that doesn't surprise me at all that
Yeah.
you were a
I
kid
mean,
and they were giving you trouble.
incredible atmosphere though. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Well, Ed, do you have any emptying the bench here?
Oh man, no, I'm just I'm really happy you came on. I have a buddy with the same last name as you, so I was saying that I was going to talk to his cousin Trennor today. And yeah, no, just thank you so much, and we'll be following you all season once we get to that, and it's gonna be cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes. No, thank you so much. And like I said, like it's pretty cool to see all the new draftees come in and they kind of just embrace, obviously it's been a whirlwind for you. I'm sure it's like you're still kind of like catching your breath, I'm assuming, because you went straight from like, finishing up your college year to the draft to the complex. You're like, okay, I'm finally getting to chill out for a second before I got to go back and do it all again. So we appreciate the time, man. It's definitely appreciated, and we'll be rooting for you.
Yeah. No, thank you guys. I appreciate you having me on, and it was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you.